What's up? Woo! Hi, I'm Laura. How are you? What's up? Whoa! I didn't fall into that chair very swiftly, did I? I know that was a weird intro, wasn't it? Hey! What's up? Hi, I'm Laura. I am making this channel because I love travel so much and I love learning about foreign culture, and maybe you do too. Maybe you're interested in that. I would love to share with you stories and things related to travel and studying abroad, teaching abroad, living abroad. I have been overseas for about 10 years on and off. And okay, let me give you a timeline first, just so you know. I grew up in Arizona. I lived my whole life there. I was adopted as a baby. So I was born in Seoul, South Korea. Came to the US when I was a baby and was adopted by an American family and grew up in Arizona. So my nationality is from the US. I'm an American citizen. I don't have dual citizenship. I didn't grow up with the Korean language or culture. So I do consider myself more American than Korean because of that. But I do consider myself both. You know, I'm a Korean American. I'm a Korean American adoptee. My family and I didn't do any overseas trips. We just went to California a lot and a couple states. The only country that my family and I visited outside the US was Mexico. Mexico is basically near where I live in Arizona. So fast forwarding, I went to the University of Arizona, studied psychology, thought, okay, I don't want to be a psychologist for the rest of my life. I knew that I wanted to study abroad. That was something that I knew from day one. I wanted to try that. And I chose to study in Australia for a semester. So I did that in 2010 in Townsville in Queensland. Heard it's kind of the boonies, but I was there for a semester and I just fell in love with travel from then on. After that semester in Townsville, I decided to go to Sydney and I looked for some activities to do. And I was at a surf camp and I met a girl who taught in Korea, and that was the first time I thought about teaching abroad. Like, whoa, you can live overseas and teach English and live in another country. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. I had an opportunity to volunteer in China with a group of Australians, and I did that for a couple weeks, and that was kind of my first little tidbit taste of teaching abroad. I only did like one little short presentation, helped out with the kids. I basically just helped out in the classes. So after China, I returned to Australia for a little bit to then return back to the US in late July of 2010 to finish my studies. When I was at my university, I got into a cab one night and the taxi driver happened to be in this program called the JET program, and it's the Japan Exchange Teaching Program. It's an acronym, basically an incentive to get native speakers to come over to Japan and teach English. English teaching positions are not the only positions in this program, but that's the one that I was looking into. And this taxi driver told me all about this program, and he was like, yeah, I was out in this small little island in the middle of nowhere, but you know, it was an intense application process, but you know, you should try it. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, I was on social media and I saw that an Irish guy that I met in my surf camp happened to be living in Japan doing this program that the taxi driver mentioned. And I was like, okay, I should try that. And I basically went to Japan and taught there for 2 years and worked in high schools. And that application process was intense, let me tell you. But it was definitely a challenge living there, but I'll speak more about these things. But I spent 2 years teaching and earning money in Japan, traveled around Japan, that was cool, and Asia. And then I went back home for like 5-6 months, and then I was like, okay, let's go to Korea. I'm a Korean American adoptee, so I was thinking, I should try to find out more about my heritage and my roots, and I went to Korea, taught there for 1.5 years. I taught through the government program in Korea called the EPIC program. Basically, JET is the Japanese government program, and then EPIC is the Korean government program. So I did both of those, and EPIC, I did that for 1 year. And then I was in a Hagwon, which is basically like an academy. So it's not a public school, and it's where kids study. And I taught in this English immersion kindergarten. It's a crazy experience too. And I was there for 6 months. And then I came to Spain, and now I'm here in Spain. I'm teaching through the government program here. It's called the North American Language Culture and Assistance Program. North American Culture and Culture. They should make an acronym, just like Japan and Korea did, They just want you to say all this stuff so that you have to repeat the entire title. Maybe that's the branding for them, The North American Language and Culture Assistance Program. It's sad that I don't even know the name of my program. The North American Language and Culture Assistance Program. So I basically came here to Spain almost 2 years ago, and I did 2 years in this program. But that's the thing, the Korean and the Japanese programs were for a period of 1 year, and you could renew if you chose to. Whereas this program that I'm doing now in Spain is just 8 months, from the 1st of October to the end of May. And I've been doing this program, finished my 2nd year. From this date, it's July 22nd, 2020. From this point, I am right now in Logroño, La Rioja, Spain. It's in the north of Spain. We're famous for wine. We're the wine region of northern Spain. Of Spain, really. And I was living in a small town called Calahorra for, 8 months? And I worked in Italy over the summer last year, 2019. This summer I'm here in Logroño. I've been living in Logroño for 1 year. And with COVID-19, I'm here still in Spain. Yeah, it's been crazy. Basically I can't even go home. This summer I wanted to go home, visit my family and friends, and I'm here in Spain this summer because it's just safer for me to not really go anywhere. I basically experienced the pandemic here, the start of the pandemic, and the strict lockdown here in Spain. So I would like to talk about different stories like this, but I want to try this, make this channel, because I would like to share my experiences with you. If you're interested in living abroad, teaching abroad, studying abroad, just living overseas, traveling overseas even. You don't even have to want to live in a country, even if you're not interested in going anywhere. If you're just wanting to know what it's like to be an expat overseas, I have that perspective. Also, I'm a Korean American adoptee, and I think that that's another kind of unique perspective as an expat as well. Growing up in the US and living abroad in different countries, including Korea, and countries that are not Korea, I think that I have a unique perspective in that. And I would like to share that on this channel. It's very personal to me. So I think that's one reason why I've been really procrastinating and not making this channel, because of that. But I would like to share those things, and I love meeting people from all over the world. I really love that. And hearing people's stories, and yeah, so I would like this channel to be about just whatever I feel like doing, basically, related to travel. I would like to compare what it's like to work in different countries, similarities and differences among work cultures, living environments, cultural differences, similarities, just stories. I may not even go in order. And I'm gonna definitely talk about food because, you know, I love to eat. I love food and culinary related things. I even thought about like working in the culinary industry at one point. I just love it. You know, I'm a foodie. I love learning about food, trying the local dishes and specialties of regions. It started in Japan actually, because I learned that each region of Japan has a specialty. In Osaka, Japan, they're known for takoyaki and okonomiyaki and other things. And I was like, okay. I heard that from a teacher and I was like, oh. And then I was thinking, okay, I can try different food specialties from these regions. Okay. And then I kind of started doing that. I've always loved food, you know, but I wasn't really into the foodie thing until that point. And then I've kind of been hooked since then. I've tried a lot of different dishes from different places, and I'm going to mention and talk about a lot of food on here. So if you like to eat, I'm going to make some foodie videos because I just love to eat. I just love it. Yeah, I love learning about food and drinks. It's interesting. And I live in a wine region. I can learn about the wines here. I've been to a winery here. It's funny, I haven't been to more. I should have visited more. But it's like when you live somewhere that's famous for something, you kind of don't feel a need to hurry. You're not in a rush. But I should do more of that. But now with the lockdown, I haven't done much lately. I don't necessarily have to be living in different countries. I feel like I've experienced I'm really happy with the experiences that I've had. I've sought those out. I've worked hard to have these experiences. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And I hope to do more of that to continue doing that. So, and you know what? I wanted to make this channel for a few years now, and I just have procrastinated big time on making this channel. It's like now or never, you know? You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. You know what I mean? You know the rest of that. But yeah, that's my go-to karaoke song, by the way. So I'm actually here making my first video. Hello, welcome to my channel. And I'm putting myself out there. This is kind of scary for me because I've never done this before in a public way, but I wanted to do this for a long time. And I feel like I have something to share and I would like to do it. I love travel. Travel's my thing. I love being abroad. It makes me so happy, you know, like I feel very fortunate to have had these experiences, but you know, I've worked for them. I have, you know, I got scholarships to go to my university, and scholarships to study abroad, and I've earned money through teaching overseas, through the JET program in Japan for 2 years, through the EPIC program for a year in Korea, through a private academy in Korea for 6 months. And then here in Spain, I've earned money here in Spain through the government program. And so I've done different things to earn money and to be able to fund my travels and adventures, and I love it. You know, I really do enjoy this. Sometimes it's hard, so I would like to talk about real things on this channel. I don't want to just sugarcoat it and be like, yeah, it's perfect. You know, travel is glamorized, as it should be, because it is a beautiful thing. It is awesome. It's amazing, but like, that's not how expat life is. That's not how travel is. Travel can be messy. Travel can be frustrating and difficult and challenging. And, you know, bad things happen. Bad things, challenging things happen wherever you are and whatever you're doing in life, you know. I have a variety of experiences that I would like to share with you. I just love sharing about and talking about travel and overseas or even local experiences, you know, traveling in the US. Like, I would love to do more of that too. So it doesn't have to just be travel overseas. I love travel in general. So yeah, this is my channel, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that I can connect with some of you, and I look forward to hearing about your stories. Nice to meet you. Bye.